Hello, New York Football Giants Nation. It's Coach Ed here. This is Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. Thanks for tuning in today. Um, let me just start off by saying this. If you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, hit the notifications so you know when I post new content, sharing all your social medias, help me to grow this channel to be one of the best ones that is out there. Okay, let's talk about real quick about our New York Football Giants. We got the win today. We got the win today. We're 1-0. Okay, now that's the fan in me, and I'm going to be real. I'm going to give you the coaching side of me now. It's good to, come away with the win. Yes, definitely. Our Giants beat the Tennessee Titans down in Tennessee 21-20. Saquon Barkley had a very good game. Daniel Jones, some ups, some downs, but for the most part, he was fairly effective and fairly efficient. Let me start there. Okay. Daniel Jones was 17 for 21. That's 4 passes that did not go to any of our receivers. 1 interception, yes. 1 interception on a bad read. On missed, it was late getting to Barkley in the going towards the end zone, the wheel route. Should have done a better read if he was covered, put that ball over their heads, out of the back of the end zone, so it's not in harm's way. At least we can at least kick a field goal. But for the most part, 17 for 21, 188 yard, 2 touchdowns. All right. He also had 6 rushes for 25 yards. Now, he was sacked quite a few times, yes, but for the most part, he was very efficient for the most part. Also, he had 1 strip fumble, sack fumble, but that was also part of the offensive line, which I'll get to in a minute. But I talked about, excuse me, earlier before the game, the keys to the game. I said, DJ, be smart, get the ball to your playmakers, keep the ball out of harm's way. All right, out of harm's way, the 1 interception, that was on him. The fumble, I don't blame him. He got the ball to the playmakers, even if he was dinking, dunking, however you want to categorize it, but he was getting it to these playmakers. Except for the long, deep pass to Shep, 60-some-odd yard pass for the touchdown. He was efficient, getting the ball, down low to the guys when he needed to. So, and he was fairly smart. If he didn't see it, he took off running when he needed to. So he was fine. He was good there. Saquon Barkley, I said, be dynamic. Put the fear in the opposition. Go out there and be that type of a running back. I mean, he had an extremely 60, 70-yard run. I believe it was 70 yards. He was 18 for 164 yards and 1 touchdown. So that tells you, I mean, average of 9.1 yards per carry. So that's being dynamic. It stresses the offense. It forces them to bring an extra receiver down in the box, especially when you start running and you're efficient and you're effective with it. Defensively, for the most part, the defense in the first half kept us in the game. We gave up 13 points in the first half, but 7 in the second half. So that tells you, and still, we gave up 13 points. We slowed down Derrick Henry. Offensively, we slowed him down. Derrick Henry ended up 21 carries for 82 yards. That's 3.9 yards per carry. And I said the way to do that was gap integrity, and for the most part, they were there. Limit his 1 cuts, which they did. Contain a line of scrimmage. Get good penetration to make him move laterally and be effective and efficient in your run responsibilities. And they did do that. He got one big run for about 19 yards. So if I was to take that 19-yard off of him, 20 carries for 63 yards. And that's what I look at. Got good hits. I mean, Tate Crowder got one good hit when he was coming up the hole, lifted him and put him on his back. Every time you turned around, guys were there getting good hits. I mean, it didn't matter if it was defensive backs, linebackers, defensive linemen. Everyone was keying in on Derrick Henry to shut him down. Excellent job by Wink Martindale and the defensive staffs for getting and hammering that into the guys' heads. So, that was a good job. Now, Ryan Tannehill, 20 for 33, 266 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Okay. But, for the most part, no deep explosive plays, no 30, 40-yard. No, they had one. Sorry. They did have one. But other than that, they pretty much controlled their offense, let them, get the passes off and you come up and make the tackles, a couple of missed tackles, but that's about it. I said, Kadarius Toney get on the field, they limited his ability to get on the field. They controlled that, whether they were concerned with injuries and just letting him get his feet wet, I don't know, but he did have a couple of plays. He did get out there, had a couple of good runs. It was 2 for 23 for 2 rushes for 23 yards. Yeah, it was a lateral. It wasn't an actual pass. So the other receivers, I said, be playmakers. Shep with a big long pass. Slayton wasn't out there. Golladay to be the big body receiver, but they really didn't put that ball out there to him in that regard. Let me see. Coach Dable, I said to be smart in his coaching, which he was, especially going into the second half, making this adjustment, he and the coaching staff. He did coach confidently. I mean, when he scored the touchdown to bring it to 20-19, going for 2 is coaching confidently. So that's a beautiful thing. He did allow his coaches to coach, in terms of Wink Martindale, even Kafka. They did make good adjustments, like I said, coming out of the second half. He was a good game manager, even had a good challenge, so, and he was having fun. I could tell he was having fun. Yes, you're in the mix of it, you're in the heat of it. You do jump on guys. There was a time he coached up. Everyone else is going to look at it negatively, but he coached up DJ after that interception. So, but that's what he's supposed to do. I said Leo Williams be a big factor, even if it's creating havoc and through double teams, and that's what he did. He was creating. I could tell he was they were double teaming him, looking to keep him from really getting after, getting into the offense and disrupting offense. Said the linebackers, basically fill and make your tackles, especially because the front line is going to double team, and that's exactly what their front line did. And Aaron Robinson, played with his techniques and played good fundamental defense. And he did for the most part. He really did. I did have concerns that, they were going to attack him, but he was there. He was there. He did what he's supposed to do. Nothing big, explosive, for the most part. Maybe I think one pass play that was maybe for 12 yards, if that, 12, 15 yards, somewhere in that range. But like I said, I was pleased for the most part that these guys fought back. They didn't give up. They didn't bow their heads or anything of that nature. They played New York Football Giants. They played New York Giants football. Sorry. So it was a good thing today. So hopefully they'll enjoy this win today. But tomorrow, let's get to the film. Let's break down our mistakes, and let's start breaking down film on Carolina, because they're coming. And they just had a 2-point loss against the Cleveland Browns. Sorry, I think it was 26-24. So And they did have one deep, long pass to Robbie Anderson, I think 75 yards. So, with time, that tells me that they're a team that can definitely, make plays. So, you can't take them lightly. So, that's just pretty much it. I wanted to touch base real quick. I mean, I'll be doing some more in-depth stuff during the week. So, look forward to bringing you guys that, and you guys look out for that. So, let me know what you're thinking in the comment section about what I'm talking about now. So, thanks you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you guys have a peaceful and a joyful rest of your night. And in closing, like I always say in sports, turn it on and turn it up. Peace.